Journey to the Enchanted Isles. In the heart of the Pacific Ocean, there existed a cluster of islands often whispered about among avid travelers. Known as the Enchanted Isles, they were said to harbor secrets of ancient civilizations and offer breathtaking vistas that defy the imagination. Curiosity sparked within Eleanor, a seasoned traveler, when she first stumbled upon a faded map, tucked away in the corner of a quaint bookshop. With a heart full of wanderlust, she decided to embark on an adventure that promised mystery, culture, and the unparalleled beauty of nature. After weeks of meticulous planning, Eleanor gathered her essentials: a sturdy backpack, a journal to document her experiences, and a camera to capture the stunning landscapes she hoped to encounter. The journey began with a flight to the nearest coastal city. The anticipation was palpable as she boarded the small seaplane that would take her to the Isles. As the aircraft ascended, the sprawling Asia Ocean revealed itself, a vibrant canvas dotted with patches of green. Her destination was finally within reach. Arriving at the first isle, Cayman, Eleanor was greeted by the warm embrace of a gentle breeze and the intoxicating scent of salt water. The island's inhabitants, known for their hospitality, welcomed her with open arms. They shared stories of their heritage, instilling in her a profound appreciation for their way of life. Guided by a local named Mako, Eleanor set out to explore the island's hidden gems. Their first stop was the Whispering Caves, a series of limestone formations where echoes danced off the walls, creating an otherworldly symphony. As they ventured deeper, Mako shared tales of the spirits believed to reside within, reminding Eleanor of the deep connection between the people and their land. She captured the ethereal beauty of the caves through her lens, each photograph imbued with the essence of mystique. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of pink and orange, Eleanor and Mako joined a group of locals for a traditional feast. Fresh fish, grilled to perfection, adorned the wooden table, alongside coconut rice and an array of vibrant fruits. With laughter echoing through the evening, Eleanor felt a sense of belonging among these strangers who had quickly become her family. The following day, they set out for Lani Kai, the second isle renowned for its breathtaking beaches and lush landscapes. The island was a treasure trove of activities, from snorkeling in vibrant coral reefs to hiking up Mauna Loa, the dormant volcano that promised panoramic views of the surrounding ocean. Each excursion recharged Eleanor's spirit and fed her curiosity, leaving her yearning for more. On one of their hikes, Eleanor stumbled upon a hidden waterfall, cascading down the rocks like a veil of silk. The sight was mesmerizing. She felt compelled to dive into the cool waters below. As she swam, she marveled at the tranquility that enveloped her, a stark contrast to the chaos of her city life. In that moment, she realized that travel was far more than just visiting a place. It was about immersing oneself in the experience. After a week of exploration, Eleanor's journey took her to the final isle, Nui, famous for its mystical stone circles said to be remnants of an ancient civilization. Guided by an elder named Koa, she learned about the rituals and traditions that once thrived here. The circles were a sight of reverence, offering a glimpse into the past that resonated deeply within her. As she sat among the stones, Eleanor reflected on her journey. Each isle had gifted her with wisdom, friendship, and insight into a world far removed from her own. She realized the islands were not just a destination, but a living tapestry woven with the threads of history and culture. As her trip drew to a close, Eleanor felt a bittersweet tug at her heartstrings. The thought of leaving the Enchanted Isles filled her with a sense of longing. Yet, she knew her experiences would remain etched in her memory, a source of inspiration for the journeys yet to come. On the seaplane back to the mainland, Eleanor glanced at the islands receding into the distance. She smiled, knowing that the stories she had collected were now a part of her. Every traveler has the power to impact the places they visit, leaving behind a piece of their heart even as they move forward. And with that understanding, she made a promise to herself, to carry the spirit of adventure with her always, seeking out the enchantment in every corner of the world. Eleanor's expedition to the Enchanted Isles was nothing short of transformative. It taught her that travel is not merely about sightseeing, but about connecting with people, embracing cultures, and discovering one's true self along the way. As she looked out at the vast ocean, Eleanor felt the call of more adventures, ready to chart new paths and create more unforgettable memories. Whispers of Wanderlust, a journey beyond boundaries. In the realm of adventure, few can resist the intoxicating allure of the open road. This is the story of Emma, a young woman whose insatiable curiosity leads her to explore the farthest corners of the world, discovering not only beautiful landscapes but also profound truths about herself. Emma had always been captivated by travel. As a child, she would spend hours poring over maps, dreaming of exotic places, their names dancing off her tongue like a spellbinding incantation. With each passing year, her desire to experience these places grew stronger, until one day, she finally decided to embark on a journey of a lifetime. She found herself in a quaint little town on the outskirts of Florence, Italy. The streets were lined with cobblestones, and the air was rich with the aroma of freshly baked pain. It was here that Emma felt the true essence of travel, immersion in culture, food, and the vibrant tapestry of life that unfolded before her. The first morning, she hiked up to Piazza al Michelangelo, a viewpoint that offered breathtaking vistas of Florence bathed in soft sunlight. The Duomo stood majestically, its tiled dome reflecting centuries of history. At that moment, Emma understood that travel is not merely about visiting places, it's about connecting with the heart of a location. With every destination, Emma gathered stories like precious gems, each encounter adding richness to her journey. In a rustic cafe, she met Marco, a local artist whose paintbrush danced across canvases as eloquently as his words flowed. He spoke of the importance of preserving tradition while embracing the future, igniting a spark in Emma. She realized that each person she met was a reflection of their heritage, carrying tales that contributed to the narrative of humanity. As the weeks passed, Emma ventured into the Austrian Alps, where snow-capped peaks kissed the sky. Here, she experienced the thrill of paragliding from a mountain summit, the wind embracing her as she soared through the air like a bird. The exhilaration was not just physical, it represented her liberation from the confines of routine, an exhilarating reminder that life can be as vast as the horizon. The beauty of the Alps, with its pristine lakes and lush forests, reminded her of nature's incredible power to heal and inspire. Each place had its own magic, its own lessons. In a bustling market in Marrakech, she learned the art of negotiation, expertly bartering for vibrant spices and handcrafted ceramics. The lively chaos of the Souks, filled with the sounds of laughter and the scents of exotic goods, opened her eyes to the beauty of human connection. She felt the pulse of the city, a beating heart that resonated with her own. Traveling through the winding streets of Tokyo, she was swept away by the blend of ancient traditions and modern innovations. The serene beauty of temples, juxtaposed against neon lights and technology, encapsulated the duality of existence. As she sipped green tea in a traditional tea house, Emma embraced the philosophy of mindfulness, realizing that true travel also involves reflection, a journey inward as much as outward. But the road was not without its challenges. In the Serengeti, she faced her biggest fear, encountering the wild animals she had only seen on documentaries. As she sat in a jeep, heart racing, she felt both awe and trepidation. The majesty of the lions resting in the shade, the elegance of elephants roaming freely, taught her a fundamental lesson about respect for nature and the balance of life. Here, in the vast plains, she grasped the interconnectedness of all living beings, a lesson that resonated beyond her travel experience. As Emma's journey drew to a close, she found herself reflecting on the impact of her travels. Each continent had imparted wisdom, and everywhere she went, she gathered not just souvenirs but also profound insights. The journey was not just about the destinations, it was about the people she met, the cultures she engaged with, and the ways in which each experience transformed her. Returning home, Emma carried with her the essence of her travels. The lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the memories created became a part of her identity. She understood that wanderlust was not merely a desire to travel, but a calling to understand the world and her place in it. In her heart, she knew this was not the end, but merely the beginning of a lifelong voyage. Emma's story is a testament to the power of travel, how it can change perspectives, ignite passions, and build bridges across cultures. She had ventured beyond the boundaries of geography and found herself in the process. Each journey, each step, was a reminder that the world is a canvas, and we are the artists, sketching our stories across its vibrant expanse. Thus, the whispers of wanderlust continue to call out, urging us to step beyond our familiar shores, and delve into the rich tapestry of life waiting beyond the horizon. Emma's tale, much like the best of travels, illustrates that home is not merely a place, but a feeling, a collection of moments that resonate within us long after the journey ends. And so, the adventure lives on, as we all seek to explore, to learn, and to connect in this vast, beautiful world of ours. Wanderlust Chronicles, The Quest for the Lost City. In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, whispers of a lost city had long captivated explorers and adventurers. Legends spoke of its magnificent structures made of gold and emeralds, hidden away from the eyes of the world. For Maya, a seasoned anthropologist driven by her growing wanderlust, this was more than just a story. It was an invitation to unravel a mystery that had perplexed mankind for centuries. With her backpack slung over her shoulder, Maya embarked on a journey that promised to be both perilous and exhilarating. After months of meticulous planning, she found herself at the edge of a dense jungle, a world pulsating with life, where the sounds of exotic birds intertwined with the rustling of leaves. Guided by the local Tribes people, who spoke of ancient pathways leading to the city, Maya felt a rush of excitement swirl within her. As she ventured deeper, the vegetation grew thicker, and the air thickened with humidity. Maya marveled at the vibrant flora and fauna surrounding her, each plant and animal a testament to nature's grand design. However, the jungle also posed its trials. Twisted vines and deceptive trails tested her resolve. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she found solace at a small clearing. It was there that she met Javier, a skilled cartographer with a passion for the unknown. They quickly bonded over shared tales of adventure and dreams of discovery, forming a partnership that would prove invaluable. Together, they charted their course using ancient maps and oral histories, piecing together clues that had eluded countless adventurers before them. Days turned into weeks as they navigated the treacherous terrain. They faced challenges that ranged from sudden rainstorms to encounters with wildlife, including a close call with a curious jaguar. Yet, with each obstacle, their determination only deepened. Maya realized that this journey was not merely about finding a lost city. It was about forging connections, with nature, with history, and with the people they met along the way. One night, as they camped under a starlit sky, Javier shared his dreams of building a bridge between modern society and the ancient wisdom of indigenous cultures. Inspired, Maya began to see their quest in a new light. This lost city could symbolize not just the past, but also a way to reconnect the world with its origins, fostering a greater respect for the earth and its first inhabitants. After countless trials, they discovered a hidden pathway obscured by thick undergrowth. Following it, they were met with breathtaking vistas, a sprawling valley where ancient stone structures peeked through the foliage. Heart racing, they pushed through the last barrier of vines, stepping into the realm of the lost city. Towering temples adorned with intricate carvings beckoned them closer, their grandeur a stark contrast to the natural surroundings. The air was charged with an unexplainable energy as Maya and Javier explored the site. Each artifact they unearthed told a story of a civilization that thrived in harmony with nature, a people whose legacy had been buried beneath centuries of growth. They took meticulous notes and photographs, understanding the importance of preserving this knowledge for future generations. However, their discovery did not come without ethical dilemmas. As word of their find began to spread, Maya and Javier grappled with the implications of revealing the lost city to the world. They held discussions about colonialism, cultural appropriation, and the responsibilities of modern-day explorers, emphasizing the need for respect and collaboration with the indigenous communities. Ultimately, they decided to approach the local tribes, sharing their findings and involving them in the next steps. This collaboration birthed a new vision, transforming the site into a place of learning rather than exploitation. Together, they built a center for education and cultural exchange, where visitors could engage with the indigenous history and learn from the wisdom of the past. As Maya stood at the entrance of the city, watching the sunset cast golden hues over the ancient stones, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Their journey had transcended the thrill of adventure. It had become a meaningful commitment to preservation and understanding. The lost city was no longer just a destination. It had evolved into a beacon of knowledge and hope. In the years that followed, Maya and Javier continued to work tirelessly, advocating for sustainable tourism and the protection of cultural heritage worldwide. Their tale became one of many in the Wanderlust Chronicles, inspiring countless others to embark on their own quests, not just for adventure, but for connection, respect, and a deeper appreciation of the world around them. This journey taught them that the true treasure lies not in the artifacts of ancient civilizations, but in the stories shared, the lessons learned, and the bonds formed along the way. And so, they ventured forth, ever curious, ever passionate, ready to explore what lay beyond the horizon, forever guided by the spirit of wanderlust that fueled their hearts. The Odyssey of Discovery, a journey through the unseen, in a world inundated with travel brochures, Instagram feeds, and influencer recommendations. The prospect of authentic discovery often becomes obscured. This narrative chronicles the odyssey of three friends, Maya, Liam, and Zia, who embark on a journey not just to see, but to experience the rich tapestry of a lesser-known destination, the enchanting landscapes of Georgia. The trio convene one rainy evening in a bustling cafe in London, their faces illuminated by the flickering glow of the overhead lights. As they sipped on their lattes, an idea emerged amidst the rhythmic clatter of cups and laughter. A backpacking trip to Georgia, a country nestled between Europe and Asia, steeped in both history and legend. With a map sprawled across the table, dotted with notes and doodles, an adventure began to take shape. A venture fueled by curiosity and a desire for something beyond the ordinary. Weeks passed, and soon they found themselves stepping off the plane at Tbilisi International Airport. The air was thick with humidity, colored by the scent of freshly baked khachapuri wafting through the terminal. It was the beginning of their immersive experience. At the heart of Tbilisi, where ancient and modern architectures converged, the friends strolled through cobblestone streets. Mesmerized by the vibrant murals and bustling markets, they indulged in local delicacies, each bite speaking of traditions passed down through generations. Their intention was clear, to uncover the stories woven into the fabric of Georgia. The first stop was the ancient city of Meskheta, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As they explored the cathedrals adorned with intricate frescoes, the air buzzing with the whispers of centuries, they were drawn into the town's historical significance. They listened intently to stories shared by local guides, each tale revealing the resilience of the Georgian spirit, their struggles, and triumphs through turbulent epochs. Eager for more, they set off for Kazbaji, a region boasting breathtaking mountain vistas and pristine nature. The trio trekked through lush valleys, the laughter echoing amidst towering peaks. It was here, under the watchful eye of Mount Kazbek, that they encountered a group of local shepherds. Striking up a conversation, they learned about the art of cheese-making, a tradition that had been cherished for generations. Invited to participate in the process, they found themselves covered in flour and laughter, connecting over the shared joy of creating something meaningful. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, they gathered around the fire with their newfound friends, sharing stories and music. The sound of the tambourine mingled with the crackling flames, and the aroma of grilled lamb enveloped them. Maya, with her inquisitive nature, posed questions about the cultural practices that shaped their lives, illuminating the significance of hospitality in Georgian culture, where every guest is treated as family. Days turned into weeks, and each destination became a chapter in their story. In the ancient caves of Atlasik, they stood in awe of the rock-hewn structures that had once been a thriving settlement. The echoes of ancient voices seemed to reverberate through the caverns, urging them to ponder the lives that had unfolded in this extraordinary locale. Liam, ever the history buff, shared his reflections on the interplay between nature and human ingenuity, marveling at how the past seamlessly blended with the present. However, not all experiences were idyllic. A sudden storm caught them off guard while trekking through the Svaneti region, transforming the serene landscape into a treacherous labyrinth of mud and rain. Huddled beneath a makeshift shelter, uncertainty loomed large. It was during this time that they learned the true essence of camaraderie. Zia, with her unwavering spirit, suggested they create a game to pass the time, weaving tales of bravery and heroism that transcended their immediate adversity. Laughter pierced through the tension, binding them closer together. As they continued their journey, the trio discovered the charming village of Ushgili, famed as one of Europe's highest inhabited areas. The stone towers standing sentinel over the landscape told tales of a bygone era, where villagers defended their homes against invaders. Here, they engaged with local artisans, fascinated by their craftsmanship. Zia, an aspiring photographer, captured the fleeting moments of life within the village, her lens revealing the beauty often overlooked by those who rush. The culmination of their adventure arrived in Batumi, where the Black Sea kissed the shores with gentle waves. The city was a vibrant amalgamation of contemporary architecture and historic charm, offering a stark contrast to the mountains they had traversed. The friends spent their days exploring the botanical gardens, where exotic plants from around the world flourished. It was in this paradise that they embraced the idea of sustainability, pondering how travel could harmonize with the ecosystems they encountered. Reflecting on their journey, Maya, Liam, and Zia began to articulate the profound impact these experiences had on their lives. They had ventured not just to see beauty, but to understand the intricate narratives shaped by culture, nature, and the indomitable spirit of the Georgian people. With their hearts full and minds enriched, they realized that true travel transcends mere sightseeing. It is about forging connections and embracing the unfamiliar. As they boarded their flight back to London, the city skyline fading into the horizon, they carried with them not just souvenirs, but a treasure trove of memories that would shape their perspectives for years to come. They had ventured into the unseen, emerging as storytellers of a land rich with heritage and dreams. The journey was more than a mere escape. It was a transformation, a reminder that sometimes, the most profound discoveries lie just beyond the beaten path, waiting to be woven into the fabric of our lives, if only we dare to embark on the journey. The enigmatic journey, unveiling the secrets of the Forgotten Isles. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Sarah stood on the deck of the ship, feeling the gentle sway of the waves beneath her. This was not her first voyage. Her insatiable wanderlust had led her to many corners of the world. However, this expedition was unlike any other. The destination, the Forgotten Isles, was shrouded in mystery, known only to a few who had dared to seek its hidden treasures. The journey began with an enigmatic letter she received from an old friend, Max, a seasoned explorer who had dedicated his life to uncovering the world's obscured wonders. The letter spoke of ancient legends, whispered tales of lost civilizations, and the promise of adventure that tugged at her heartstrings. Intrigued, Sarah packed her bags with the essentials, maps, a sturdy notebook, and a camera to capture the stories waiting to be told. Upon arrival at the quaint harbour town of Valdoria, Sarah was immediately captivated by its charm. Narrow cobbled streets, lined with colorful buildings adorned with blooming flowers, welcomed her. The air was filled with the scent of fresh pastries, and the distant sound of laughter from a nearby cafe. She connected with Max at a rustic tavern, where he shared his findings. The Isles are not just a destination, they are a journey into the past, Max explained, his eyes gleaming with passion. According to my research, they were once thriving with cultures that understood the stars, the seas, and the very fabric of existence. Sarah listened intently, each word igniting a flicker of excitement within her. The following day, Sarah and Max boarded a small, weather-beaten vessel, the Albatross. As the engine roared to life, the crew prepared for departure. The sea was restless, and dark clouds loomed ominously overhead. Yet, their spirits remained high. If legends hold true, the Isles will reveal themselves in the most unexpected ways, Max reassured her, his adventurous spirit contagious. Navigating through choppy waters, they finally caught sight of the first island, an hourglass shape emerging through the mist. With each wave crashing against the hull, a sense of anticipation built within Sarah. They anchored at the shoreline, and a palpable energy surrounded them as they stepped onto the sandy beach. The island was adorned with lush greenery, vibrant flowers, and towering cliffs that seemed to guard ancient secrets. As they trekked inland, they stumbled upon ruins, remnants of a civilization long forgotten. Intricate carvings adorned the stone walls, depicting scenes of ceremonies and celestial alignments. Sarah's heart raced as she took notes and photographs, determined to uncover the stories embedded within the stones. "Look at this," Max exclaimed, pointing to a large stone tablet covered in glyphs. These symbols might hold the key to their knowledge of the cosmos. Together, they spent hours deciphering the markings, delving deeper into the ancient past. Days turned into weeks as they explored the intricacies of the Isles, each island revealing its own unique enchantment. On one island, they discovered a hidden lagoon shrouded in mist, where the water glistened like diamonds under the sunlight. "This feels like a piece of paradise," Sarah whispered, her voice almost lost in the serenity of the scene. Nightfall brought a different kind of magic. The stars illuminated the sky, each constellation telling a tale of adventure and exploration. Sarah and Max would gather around a campfire, sharing stories of their lives, their dreams, and their fears. The bonds they forged were as deep as the oceans surrounding them. However, the islands were not without their challenges. One fateful day, during an exploration of a cave believed to house ancient artifacts, a sudden tremor shook the ground. Boulders cascaded down, blocking their exit. Panic surged within Sarah, but Max remained calm. "We need to stay focused. We'll find another way out," he said, his voice steady and reassuring. Hours passed, and fatigue began to take its toll. Amidst the darkness of the cave, Sarah felt a spark of inspiration. "What if we follow the water?" she suggested, recalling her studies about natural water flow often leading to exits. Together, they navigated through the cave's winding passages, finally emerging under the light of day, the path illuminated by the brilliance of the sun. After the harrowing experience, their resolve only strengthened. They realized that the true essence of adventure lay not just in the destinations, but in the journey itself, the challenges faced, and the memories created along the way. As their expedition drew to a close, Sarah reflected on everything they had discovered. The Forgotten Isles had given her a deeper understanding of not just ancient cultures, but also of her own heart. Max had become more than just a companion. He was a kindred spirit who shared her passion for life and exploration. Before leaving the Isles, they gathered all their findings to present to the world. Each artifact, each photograph, was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the unyielding quest for knowledge. They knew that their adventure would inspire others to seek their own stories, to embrace the thrill of the unknown. As Sarah stood on the ship's deck once more, she felt a sense of completion. The Forgotten Isles had transformed her, filling her with a profound appreciation for the beauty of exploration. With the wind in her hair and hope in her heart, she whispered a promise to herself, to continue seeking, to keep the flame of wanderlust alive, and to share the stories that the world holds close. The ship sailed into the horizon, leaving behind the mysteries of the Isles, but carrying with it an unbreakable bond of friendship and the secrets of a forgotten past. Sarah knew that while this chapter had come to an end, countless adventures awaited her in the ever-expanding tapestry of life. Wanderlust Chronicles, Journey Through the Unknown. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the quaint village of Eldenwood, Adrian stood at the train station, an air of anticipation enveloping him. He had always harbored a profound fascination with the unknown, and this was the beginning of his most ambitious journey yet. With a well-worn backpack slung over his shoulder, he boarded the train bound for a destination shrouded in mystery, the Forgotten Isles. The rhythmic clattering of the train wheels against the tracks lulled him into a contemplative state. Adrian's mind wandered to the tales he had heard in the bustling cafes of Paris, stories of travelers who unearthing hidden gems, breathtaking landscapes, and cultures often overlooked by conventional tourism. It was this very yearning for exploration that propelled him to embark on this adventure. Upon arrival, the air was thick with the scent of salt and adventure. The Forgotten Isles were a cluster of islands, rumored to be home to untouched beaches and ancient ruins longing for discovery. He was greeted by Lila, a local who seemed to embody the spirit of the islands. Her sun-kissed skin glowed, and her eyes sparkled with the secrets of the seas. "You've come for the magic, haven't you?" she asked, her voice melodic, as she waved him toward a rickety boat that bobbed in the azure waters. As they glided across the glimmering surface, Adrian felt a sense of freedom wash over him. The islands emerged like forgotten dreams, lush and vibrant, each one a unique tapestry of life. They docked at Isle of Whispers, named for the soft sounds that seemed to flutter through the foliage. Lila guided him through the dense greenery, sharing stories of the island's lore, each tale steeped in mystique and wonder. Adrian's heart raced as they reached the ancient ruins. Vines crept over crumbling stone, nature reclaiming what was once lost. The air was thick with history, and he could almost hear the echoes of the past. He explored every nook and cranny, absorbing the architectural marvels that served as a testament to the islanders' ingenuity. He sketched furiously, wanting to capture not just the sights, but the very essence of this magical place. That night, under a blanket of stars, Lila introduced Adrian to the local cuisine, seafood stew bursting with flavors, and tropical fruits that danced on the palate. They talked about dreams, fears, and the inexorable pull of the sea. "We are all wanderers at heart," Lila mused, her gaze fixed on the horizon. "This island, it teaches us that every corner of the world holds a story, waiting to be uncovered." Days turned into weeks, each one filled with adventures that seemed to transcend time. Adrian learned to navigate the labyrinthine paths that wound through hidden coves, swam in crystal-clear waters, and danced under the luminous glow of the moon. The spirit of exploration ignited a new passion within him, urging him to venture further, to embrace the unknown. Yet, as his journey continued, he felt a growing sense of urgency. The allure of the islands was undeniable, but there was a whisper within him urging him to capture the fleeting moments before they slipped away like sand through his fingers. He began to document his experiences with fervor, not wanting to forget the vivid emotions that engulfed him. One afternoon, while exploring the Isle of Echoes, he stumbled upon a small village. The locals were engaged in a vibrant celebration, adorned in colorful attire, dancing to the rhythmic sounds of drums. Intrigued, Adrian sought permission to join in. The moment he stepped into the circle, he felt a wave of acceptance wash over him. This was not merely a performance, it was a celebration of life, a shared experience that transcended language and culture. As the sun set, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, the village elder approached him. "You have a spirit that resonates with our islands," she said, her voice warm yet commanding. "Every traveler leaves a mark, but those who seek to understand leave a legacy." Intrigued, Adrian pondered her words. Was he merely a visitor, or was he meant to become a part of this place? With each passing day, he felt more entwined with the land and its people. He learned their customs, listened to their stories, and shared his own. Adrian understood that travel was not solely about seeing new places, but about connecting with the heartbeat of the world. Each moment became a thread woven into the tapestry of his journey, binding him to the islands in ways he never anticipated. But as fate would have it, the time to leave was drawing near. A heavy melancholy settled in his heart as the thought of departing loomed. On his final day, Lila led him to a secluded beach where the sand was as fine as flour. They sat in silence, watching the waves crash against the shore, a soft breeze tousling their hair. "You know, every ending is a new beginning," she said, breaking the silence. Adrian nodded, absorbing her words as the sun began to dip below the horizon for the last time during his stay. "I've learned so much here," he confessed. "More than I ever imagined." As twilight enveloped the island, Lila handed him a small shell, intricate and beautiful. "Take this as a reminder," she said. "Wherever you go, remember to listen to the whispers of the world. There's magic everywhere, you just have to seek it out." With a heavy heart, Adrian boarded the boat that would take him back to the mainland, the shell clutched tightly in his hand. He gazed back at the fading silhouette of the islands, a treasure chest of memories, experiences, and untold stories. As the boat sped away, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was leaving a part of himself behind, but he also understood that every journey shapes who we are. Through the magic of exploration, Adrian had discovered not just the forgotten isles, but also a deeper connection to himself and the world around him. And with that in mind, he whispered to the wind, "Until we meet again." The whispers of wanderlust. In an age where technology reigns supreme, the desire to wander remains deeply ingrained in the human spirit. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue across the quaint town of Eldridge, Clara found herself standing at the threshold of a journey that would alter the very fabric of her existence. Clara, a 30-something travel blogger, had spent years curating her online presence, sharing her adventures and the hidden gems of her journeys. However, the unrelenting grind of creating content had dulled her sense of adventure. With her heart heavy and her spirit yearning for something beyond the mundane, she made the pivotal decision to embark on a solo trip, her first in years. With a worn-out backpack and a heart full of anticipation, Clara boarded a plane bound for the lush landscapes of New Zealand. From the moment she touched down in Auckland, she was enveloped in a sense of freedom she hadn't felt in ages. The crisp air invigorated her, and as she stepped out of the airport, a vibrant world unfolded before her eyes. Her first destination was the renowned Rotorua, famous for its geothermal wonders and cultural significance to the Maori people. Clara wandered around the bubbling mud pools, the air heavy with the scent of sulfur, each breath a reminder of the planet's raw power. She attended a traditional Maori performance, where the rhythmic chants and powerful haka dances resonated with her, stirring a sense of connection to the earth and its history. The days passed in a blur of breathtaking sights and enchanting encounters. In Queenstown, adventure thrived in abundance. Clara indulged in bungee jumping, an experience that propelled her into the air, her heart racing in synchrony with the adrenaline coursing through her veins. As she soared above the river below, she realized that this was not merely about the thrill, it was about embracing life in all its chaotic beauty. Every destination offered its own unique magic. The tranquil beauty of Milford Sound, with its towering cliffs and cascading waterfalls, left Clara in awe. She stood on the deck of a small boat, the wind tousling her hair as she felt a mist on her face. It was here, amidst nature's grandeur, that she grasped the essence of her journey. This was more than a trip, it was a rediscovery of herself. Yet, as Clara traversed the stunning landscapes, she often found herself reflecting on the connections she had made, and lost, over the years. The fleeting conversations with fellow travelers, the shared laughter over local dishes, and the silent moments of wonder all reminded her of the importance of human connection. Each encounter was a thread in the intricate tapestry of her experiences, weaving together stories that would resonate long after the journey had ended. In Christchurch, she stumbled upon a vibrant cafe, its walls adorned with murals depicting the city's resilience post-earthquake. Here, she met Leo, a local artist with a passion for storytelling. Their conversation sparkled with the magic of shared experiences, igniting old dreams and aspirations within Clara. Leo encouraged her to embrace the art of storytelling not just through her blog, but also through the lens of her own life. As their friendship blossomed, Clara found herself at a crossroads. The allure of the freedom she felt on the road collided with a genuine connection she forged with Leo. Did she want to return to her life of routine and stability, or could she find a way to merge her passions and create a life that embraced both adventure and connection? After much contemplation, Clara decided to take a leap of faith. She began to document not just her travels, but the stories that surrounded them, the people, the places, and the experiences that breathed life into her narrative. Together with Leo, she organized a storytelling event in the heart of Christchurch, inviting locals and travelers alike to share their tales. The response was overwhelming, a tapestry of human experiences woven through laughter, tears, and the universal longing for connection. As her journey through New Zealand drew to a close, Clara realized that she had not only explored a new land, but she had also unearthed layers of herself long buried beneath the weight of expectation. The vibrant landscapes mirrored her inner transformation, a shift from seeking validation through social media to embracing the authenticity of her own story. On her final night, as she gazed up at the stars twinkling brightly over Lake Tekapo, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Clara understood that the journey was never solely about the destination. It was about the moments that took her breath away, the connections that inspired her, and the courage to live a life that resonated with her true self. Returning home, Clara carried with her not just memories, but a new purpose. Her blog transformed into a platform of inspiration, encouraging others to embark on their own journeys, to seek authentic experiences, and to cherish the connections that enrich our lives. The whispers of wanderlust had led her to discover not only the world, but also the depths of her own spirit. In the end, every journey is a story waiting to be told, a reminder that the heart of travel lies not just in the places we visit, but in the connections we make and the courage we find to embrace our true selves. Clara had redefined her relationship with travel, forever cherishing the beautiful complexity of life's adventure, a journey that never truly ends. The Odyssey of Wanderlust. In the quaint village of Eldemere, nestled between majestic mountains and serene lakes, lived a young woman named Lila. Her heart was a cauldron of dreams, bubbling with an insatiable desire for exploration. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she would sit by her window, gazing at the starlit sky, longing for the wonders that lay beyond her humble abode. One fateful morning, Lila awoke to find a peculiar letter resting on her doorstep. Its wax seal, embossed with an intricate compass, beckoned her attention. With trembling hands, she unfolded the parchment, revealing an invitation to the Enchanted Isles, a mythical archipelago said to be home to astonishing landscapes and cultures that defied imagination. The prospect of adventure ignited a flame within her. Embarking on this pilgrimage, Lila packed her belongings with meticulous care, choosing only the essentials: a weathered journal, a compass, and a hand-woven cloak gifted by her grandmother. Each item she placed in her satchel was infused with memories, and as she set forth, the weight of her past mingled with the thrill of the unknown. Upon arriving at the port town of Seabrook, Lila was greeted by the symphony of crashing waves and calls of distant seagulls. The air was thick with the aroma of salt and adventure. She found a small vessel, the Albatross, captained by a grizzled sailor named Finn. His eyes sparkled with tales of the sea, a treasure trove of experiences waiting to be shared. As they sailed towards the Enchanted Isles, the horizon transformed, revealing a tapestry of vibrant colors. The cerulean waters glistened under the sun, and Lila felt an inexplicable connection to the vast ocean, as if it were whispering secrets from ages past. Days passed in a dreamlike haze, filled with laughter, stars, and the sharing of stories. Yet, as enchanting as the journey was, it was not without its challenges. A fierce storm arose one night, roiling the sea into a ferocious tempest. Waves crashed against the Albatross, and the sky churned with ominous clouds. Lila clung to the ship, her heart racing as she watched Finn navigate through the chaos with an unwavering resolve. In that moment, she realized that true adventure was not merely about the sights one sees but the fortitude one discovers within. After what felt like an eternity, the storm subsided, and a glimmering dawn broke on the horizon. They anchored at the first of the Enchanted Isles, a place where reality blurred with fantasy. Lila stepped onto the soft, golden sands, the warmth of the sun enveloping her like a familiar embrace. The island was alive with exotic flora and fauna, vibrant marketplaces, and melodies that danced in the air. In the days that followed, Lila immersed herself in the local culture, learning the ancient art of weaving from the island's matriarch, and indulging in the culinary delights crafted from fresh ingredients. Each interaction was a thread woven into the rich tapestry of her journey, cultivating a profound understanding of the world's multifaceted nature. Yet, as the sun dipped again and again, she knew her time on the islands was drawing to a close. The call of the homeward journey lingered in the back of her mind, a bittersweet refrain that tugged at her heart. And so, with each new sunrise, Lila gathered stories, treasures, and the essence of the islands, preparing for the day she would return to Eldemir, forever transformed by the odyssey of her wanderlust. A journey through the unseen, discovering the hidden treasures of Costa Rica. In the heart of Central America lies Costa Rica, a land marked by its breathtaking landscapes and rich biodiversity. This small nation, often overshadowed by its more famous neighbors, is a veritable treasure trove waiting to be discovered by the adventurous traveler. This narrative chronicles an unforgettable journey through its hidden gems, where every step reveals a new marvel. The journey began in the capital, San Jose, a city pulsating with vibrant energy. Leaving behind the urban chaos, the first destination was La Fortuna, renowned for the majestic Arenal volcano. The winding roads, framed by lush greenery and the distant sound of cascading waterfalls, painted a picturesque backdrop. Upon arrival, the sight of the volcano was breathtaking. A perfect cone rising majestically against a backdrop of blue sky. The thick forest surrounding it was teeming with life, each rustle a reminder of the biodiversity that defined this region. One of the most thrilling experiences awaited at La Fortuna waterfall. After a steep descent down 500 steps, the waterfall unveiled itself, gushing gracefully into a striking turquoise pool. The refreshing spray was invigorating as visitors swam and basked in the sun. It was an oasis of serenity, where the sounds of nature created a symphony of tranquility. Here, among the vibrant flora and fauna, one could truly appreciate the ecosystem's complexity, a reminder of nature's unparalleled beauty. The next leg of the journey took explorers to the Montevid Cloud Forest, a sanctuary like no other. Towering trees draped in moss created a surreal atmosphere, reminiscent of a fantasy world. Walking through the cloud forest was akin to stepping into a living painting. The canopy was alive with the chatter of monkeys, colorful birds, and the distant trill of insects. The hanging bridges, suspended high above the ground, offered stunning views of the lush landscape below, and provided a unique perspective on the intricate interplay of life that flourished in this magical realm. One could not visit Costa Rica without experiencing its famous coffee plantations. Nestled in the rich volcanic soil, the caffeine-rich beans thrived under the warm sun and gentle rains. A tour through the plantations revealed the meticulous process of coffee making, from the vibrant cherries to the aroma that wafted through the air. Sipping a freshly brewed cup while overlooking the sprawling hills was an experience that tantalized the senses, and deepened appreciation for this beloved beverage. As the days unfolded, the journey shifted towards the coast, where the Pacific Ocean beckoned. The small town of Tamarindo was a contrast to the tranquil forests. It was alive with surfers riding the waves, families enjoying the beach, and local artisans showcasing their crafts. Here, the sunset painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, a breathtaking spectacle that drew crowds to the shoreline. The vibrant atmosphere was infectious, and the essence of Costa Rican pura vida, the pure life, was palpable, reminding everyone to relish the beauty of the moment. While in Tamarindo, a day trip to Las Bolas National Marine Park offered a glimpse into the world of sea turtles. The park, renowned for its nesting beaches, was a protected sanctuary where the endangered leatherback turtles came to lay their eggs. Witnessing this incredible ritual, under the watchful eye of dedicated conservationists, illuminated the fragility of marine ecosystems. It served as a poignant reminder of the ongoing efforts required to protect such wonders for future generations. No journey through Costa Rica would be complete without delving into the Guanacaste region. Known for its stunning landscapes of rolling hills and volcanic vistas, the warmth of the locals added to the experience. Their hospitality embodied the spirit of Pura Vida. A visit to a traditional ranch introduced the group to Costa Rican cowboy culture, complete with horseback riding and local folklore. The rhythmic sway of the horses, paired with the expansive horizons, provided a unique connection to the land and its history. As the adventure drew to a close, the final destination was the serene Corcovado National Park, a haven for wildlife enthusiasts. This park is often deemed one of the most biologically intense places on Earth. Trekking through its trails, with a chorus of howler monkeys serving as a backdrop, explorers were treated to sightings of capuchin monkeys, tapirs, and the elusive jaguar. The overwhelming presence of life in its most raw form encapsulated the true essence of Costa Rica's nature. Reflecting on the journey, it became evident that Costa Rica was more than just a destination. It was an experience that challenged perceptions and ignited a passion for conservation. Each location left an indelible mark, woven into the fabric of the adventure. The cultural richness, the warmth of the locals, and the stunning landscapes together created a mosaic of unforgettable moments. When asked about the highlights of the trip, it was impossible to choose just one. Each aspect, from the thrilling descents of waterfalls, the enchanting cloud forests, to the mesmerizing sunsets, contributed to a greater understanding of what it means to be a part of this world. The journey through Costa Rica was a testament to the beauty that lies in exploration, and the imperative of safeguarding our planet. In conclusion, the hidden treasures of Costa Rica are not merely places on a map. They are experiences that awaken the soul and inspire a profound appreciation for the earth. This adventure reaffirmed the belief that travel is not just about the destinations, but about the stories we collect along the way. As the journey came to an end and the sun set on the horizon, one thing was clear: the allure of Costa Rica would forever remain a cherished memory, prompting the heart to wander once more into the wonders of the world. A journey beyond horizons, in the realm of wanderlust, where dreams intertwine with the fabric of reality, one finds solace in the art of travel. This tale follows Eleanor, an intrepid explorer, whose heart beats in rhythm with the uncharted territories of the world. Eleanor had always been captivated by the allure of the unknown. After years of meticulous planning, she decided to embark on a journey that would not only traverse continents, but also delve into the depths of her own soul. With her worn-out backpack filled with essentials, she set forth on a path that promised enlightenment and adventure. Her first destination was the mystical lands of Japan, where the cherry blossoms whispered secrets of ancient history. Wandering through the serene gardens of Kyoto, she marveled at the tranquility, engulfed by the harmony of nature and tradition. Each step along the cobblestone streets felt like a meditation, revealing layers of culture she had long yearned to experience. As weeks unfolded, Eleanor ventured to the bustling streets of Tokyo, where the symphony of neon lights and audiovisual stimuli ignited her senses. In the heart of this urban jungle, she discovered the pulsating rhythm of life. Here, she forged connections with the locals, sharing stories over steaming bowls of ramen, solidifying her belief that true adventure lies in the interpersonal bonds forged along the way. Next, Eleanor found herself on the windswept coasts of Iceland, where nature's raw beauty took her breath away. She stood in awe before cascading waterfalls and glaciers, feeling insignificantly small yet profoundly connected to the universe. The experience was both humbling and empowering, reminding her of the delicate balance between humanity and nature. However, it was in the heart of the Andes that Eleanor truly discovered the essence of her journey. Climbing to the ancient ruins of Machu Picchu, she felt the weight of history upon her shoulders. The sacred landscape spoke volumes, revealing the resilience of a civilization long past. Here, amidst the clouds, she found clarity, not just of purpose but of identity. As Eleanor's adventure neared its end, she reflected on the myriad of experiences that had shaped her. Each destination had left an indelible mark, transforming her perspective on life. The courage to step beyond her comfort zone had unveiled the beauty of diversity, and the richness of human experience. Returning home, Eleanor was forever changed. The world, once a distant dream, had become her reality, and the journey itself had ignited a flame of curiosity within her. She understood now that travel is not merely about the places visited, but about the transformations experienced along the way. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit ready for the next adventure, Eleanor closed her eyes and dreamed of the horizons yet to explore. Wanderlust Chronicles, a journey through the unseen. In an age where travel has become both a luxury and a necessity, the allure of the unknown beckons to many. Among these adventurous spirits is Clara, a young woman with a heart full of dreams and a suitcase made for exploration. She had always been captivated by stories of distant lands, from the bustling markets of Marrakech to the serene temples of Kyoto. However, it was her upcoming trip to Iceland that stirred her soul more than ever before. As Clara stepped off the plane, she was immediately enveloped by the scent of the ocean mixed with a hint of sulfur from the geothermal activity that defines this unique landscape. The cool breeze brushed against her skin, a welcome change from the sweltering heat of her hometown. Her first stop was the Reykjavik, a city that elegantly blends modernity with rich history. Walking through the streets, Clara marveled at the colorful houses and the striking architecture of Hallgrímskirkja, the iconic church that towered above the city. She felt a surge of excitement as she climbed to the top, taking in panoramic views of the city framed by the vastness of the Nordic skies. It was here that she took her first photograph, capturing the beauty of the moment, knowing it would be a cherished memory. Eager to dive deeper into the Icelandic culture, Clara signed up for a local tour that promised to unveil hidden gems beyond the city. She met a diverse group of fellow travelers, each with their own stories and reasons for visiting this captivating island. They were united by a shared curiosity, all eager to discover the awe-inspiring landscapes that lay ahead. The Golden Circle tour began with a stop at Thingvellir National Park, where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates drift apart. Standing amidst the stunning Rift Valley, Clara couldn't help but feel a sense of connection to the earth, as if the very ground beneath her feet had a voice. The whispering winds seemed to carry tales of the past, of ancient Viking meetings and earth-shattering transformations. Next on the itinerary was Geyser Hot Springs. Clara watched in fascination as the Strokka geyser erupted, sending a plume of steaming water high into the air. The thrill of witnessing nature's power was palpable, and she felt a rush of adrenaline. As the water cascaded back down, she was reminded of the ephemeral beauty of such moments, fleeting yet unforgettable. The final stop was the majestic Gullfoss waterfall, a breathtaking sight where water cascaded in a thunderous roar. Clara stood in awe, feeling the spray on her face as she took in the raw power of nature. The rainbows that formed in the mist were like a promise, a reminder that beauty often arises from the chaos of life. As the day drew to a close, Clara and her new friends gathered around a warm bonfire, sharing stories under the starlit sky. They spoke of their lives, the dreams that had brought them here, and the profound transformations they hoped to achieve through travel. Clara felt a sense of belonging she hadn't anticipated, a shared understanding that wanderlust is more than just a desire to see new places, it's a quest for self-discovery. The following day, Clara set out on a solo adventure to the Blue Lagoon, a geothermal spa that promised relaxation and rejuvenation. As she soaked in the milky blue waters surrounded by lava fields, she let her thoughts drift. She reflected on her life back home, the routine that often felt stifling, and the courage it took to step outside her comfort zone. In that moment, she understood that travel wasn't just about the destinations, it was about the journey, the experiences that shape who we are. Her exploration continued with a visit to the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, often referred to as Iceland in miniature due to its diverse landscapes. Clara hiked alongside breathtaking cliffs, where the Atlantic crashes against the rocks, and explored quaint fishing villages that seemed frozen in time. Every step felt like a dance with nature, each sight more captivating than the last. One evening, while camping beneath the northern lights, Clara felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. The auroras painted the sky in hues of green and purple, a celestial performance that illuminated her heart. It was a moment of realization. She was part of something much greater than herself. The beauty of the world was limitless, and she vowed to embrace every opportunity that came her way. As her journey neared its end, Clara reflected on the connections she had forged. Each conversation, each shared experience had enriched her soul. Travel had opened her eyes to the diversity of life, teaching her that though cultures may differ, the human experience binds us all. She was no longer just a tourist, she had become an ambassador of the world, carrying stories and memories back home. With a heavy heart, Clara bid farewell to Iceland, each goodbye feeling like a promise to return. The plane lifted off, and as she gazed out the window, she knew that the wanderlust within her would only continue to grow. She had ignited a flame of adventure, a spirit that would guide her toward future escapades. Back in her hometown, the world felt different. Clara carried the essence of Iceland with her, the kindness of the people, the beauty of the landscapes, and the wisdom learned from the journey. She began writing a blog to share her experiences, hoping to inspire others to embrace their own adventures. Wanderlust, she realized, was not merely a desire to travel. It was a way to celebrate life, to find joy in the unexpected, and to connect with the world around us. In the end, Clara's journey was more than a passage through stunning vistas. It was a profound exploration of self. With each adventure, she had embraced uncertainty, learned to cherish moments of stillness, and discovered that the real treasures of travel lie within the hearts we touch and the stories we share. Wanderlust became her guiding star, illuminating the path to a life filled with endless possibilities. Wanderlust in the echoing mountains, in the heart of the Andean highlands, where the air is crisp and filled with an invigorating fragrance of wild flora. A hidden gem lay waiting to be discovered. This idyllic destination, known only to a handful of seasoned travelers, boasted breathtaking landscapes, vibrant cultural experiences, and a rich tapestry of history interwoven with age-old traditions. Our protagonist, Alara, was a passionate wanderer with an insatiable thirst for adventure. After years spent in the mundane confines of her office cubicle, she decided to embark on a journey that would not only take her across borders, but also deepened her understanding of herself. With a sturdy backpack slung over her shoulder and a map that whispered secrets of uncharted territories, she set out towards the echoing mountains. As she navigated through serene valleys and towering peaks, Alara felt an exhilarating sense of freedom enveloping her. Each step was accompanied by the soft rustle of leaves and the distant calls of exotic birds, creating a symphony that resonated with her very soul. The locals, with their warm smiles and vibrant clothing, welcomed her into their world. She sat with them at communal fires, learning the craft of weaving colorful textiles and the art of storytelling passed down through generations. One evening, under a starlit sky, Alara sat with a group of elders who shared tales of their ancestors, stories laden with themes of courage, sacrifice, and an unyielding connection to the land. They spoke of the powerful mountains that cradle the spirits of their forebears, their voices echoing like the winds that danced through the peaks. Alara felt a yearning to intimately know these mountains, to understand the history that lay hidden in their rugged exterior. Determined to explore, she embarked on an expedition to the summit of Tahuantinsuyo, the sacred peak revered by ancient civilizations. The ascent was challenging, each step requiring strength and resilience. As she climbed higher, the air grew thinner, and the landscape morphed into a breathtaking panorama of alpine beauty. She paused often to absorb the stunning vistas, each view a reminder of the vastness of the world and her place within it. Reaching the summit just as dawn broke, Alara was greeted by a spectacle of colors. Golden rays spilled across the horizon, illuminating the valleys below and creating a shimmering canvas of possibility. In that moment, she felt an overwhelming sense of peace, an understanding that life was about embracing the journey, not just a destination. Yet, her adventure was not without its challenges. On her descent, Alara encountered a sudden storm, fierce and relentless, whipping the mountains into a frenzy. Visibility diminished, and she found herself disoriented, the once familiar paths now cloaked in mist. Panic set in, but she remembered the teachings of the elders. With each breath, she centered herself, focusing on the rhythm of her heartbeat and the whispers of the mountain. After what seemed like an eternity, the storm subsided, revealing the beauty of the world anew. Through the clouds, a rainbow arched majestically across the sky, a symbol of hope and resilience. Alara continued her journey with renewed vigor, realizing the mountains were not merely a backdrop but a metaphor for life's relentless challenges, and the beauty that often followed adversity. As she returned to the village, she became a part of the community, knitting her own story into the vibrant tapestry of their lives. Through laughter, tears, and shared meals, Alara found not just friendships but a profound sense of belonging. Together, they celebrated festivals, honoring the cycle of nature and the harmony between people and the earth. Alara's wanderlust had led her to a transformative experience, where each day unfolded like a new chapter in a book she had yet to write. With every sunset, she penned her reflections, immersing herself in the art of storytelling. She learned that travel was more than just exploration, it was an opportunity for connection, for understanding the myriad of ways life could be lived. As her journey drew to a close, Alara stood atop a hill overlooking the village, enveloped in a bittersweet sense of fulfillment. The mountains had gifted her wisdom, and the people had shown her the magic of community. With a heart full of memories and a mind brimming with stories, she made a promise to return, to carry the spirit of the echoing mountains with her wherever she went. A few years later, as she sat in her cozy study, surrounded by the mementos of her travels, Alara found herself reflecting on the profound impact of her journey. The mountains had become a part of her identity, a reminder to seek adventure and embrace the unknown. Inspired by her experiences, she penned a book titled Wanderlust in the Echoing Mountains, inviting others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. Ultimately, Alara understood that while the world was vast and filled with possibilities, the most significant journey one could undertake was the journey within. And so, her travels continued, each destination a stepping stone into the depths of her own soul, echoing the timeless teachings of the mountains, the importance of connection, courage, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Wanderlust and the hidden gems. In an age where the world is more connected than ever, the allure of travel beckons to countless souls, each yearning for adventure and the promise of discovering hidden gems. The journey is often more about the experiences than the destinations, and those who embrace this truth find themselves drawn into the tapestry of diverse cultures, breathtaking landscapes, and unforgettable encounters. Our story begins with Evelyn, a spirited traveler in her late 20s, whose heart beat in rhythm with her wanderlust. After years in a monotonous corporate job, she decided it was time to hear the whispers of the world calling her name. With a meticulously crafted itinerary that was both ambitious and liberating, she set off on her first solo expedition to uncover the hidden treasures of Southeast Asia. Her first stop was the enchanting island of Bali, where vibrant rice terraces cascaded down lush hillsides and the aroma of incense wafted through the air. Evelyn's days were filled with exploring ancient temples like Uluwatu, where she watched the sun melt into the ocean, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. The evenings brought the rhythm of traditional Balinese dance, stories of ancient folklore told through movement and music that resonated deep within her soul. But what truly captivated Evelyn was the warmth of the local people. One afternoon, while wandering through the bustling markets of Ubud, she met Ketit, a charming craftsman who invited her to his workshop. There, Evelyn learned the intricate art of batik, each stroke of dye a reflection of cultural heritage. Their laughter echoed through the room, their differences forgotten in the shared joy of creativity. This experience reminded her that travel is not just about seeing, but about connecting. As Evelyn journeyed onward to Vietnam, she found herself enchanted by the serene beauty of Halong Bay. The emerald waters and towering limestone islands were a feast for the eyes, but it was the floating fishing villages that sparked her curiosity. She boarded a traditional junk boat, where she met Mr. Lin, a local fisherman whose life story was as colorful as the markets she had visited. Over steaming bowls of pho, he shared tales of resilience and community, teaching her that every face has a story, and every journey has a purpose. Her travels took her next to the ancient town of Hoi An, where she discovered an architectural marvel steeped in history. As the lanterns lit up the riverside at dusk, casting a magical glow, she immersed herself in the local cuisine. A cooking class with a spirited chef revealed the secrets behind the perfect banh mi and fresh spring rolls. With each bite, Evelyn savored the flavors of tradition and the passion that infused every dish. Evelyn's next destination was the bustling city of Bangkok, a stark contrast to the tranquility she had basked in. The vibrant chaos was electrifying, with street vendors serving aromatic dishes and a hum of motorbike taxis rushing past. Determined to explore the local culture, she ventured into the Chatuchak weekend market, where she'd lost herself among the maze of stalls selling everything from handcrafted jewelry to exotic fruits. Here, she met other travelers, each with their own stories and destinations, reinforcing her belief that travel creates bonds that transcended geography. As she moved through the city, the sacred Grand Palace left her in awe, its intricate gold architecture glistening under the sun. Yet, it was a quiet afternoon spent at a nearby temple, where the monks shared their wisdom, that left a profound impact on Evelyn. Their teachings about mindfulness and the fleeting nature of life reminded her to cherish every moment, a lesson she had long forgotten amidst her busy life. Each destination further fueled her love for exploration, but soon, Evelyn felt the call of the unexplored. She decided to venture off the beaten path, seeking lesser-known locales that promised tranquility and authenticity. Her journey led her to the lush jungles of Laos, where she trekked through vibrant landscapes, the air thick with the scent of nature's richness. Here, she discovered the secluded Kuang Sea waterfalls, a hidden paradise where the turquoise pools invited her for a refreshing swim. As she floated in the crystal-clear water, she realized that these moments of solitude were as rewarding as the vibrant social interactions she had experienced. Evelyn's heart swelled with happiness as she interacted with the local tribes, learning about their rich traditions and sustainable ways of living. One particularly striking encounter involved a village chief, who shared his vision for preserving their culture amid the pressures of modernization. He taught her that true wealth lies in the legacy we leave behind, a lesson she carried deeply as she continued her travels. As the weeks passed, Evelyn found herself in Myanmar, drawn to the mystical sights of Bagan. The vast expanse of ancient temples under a blanket of stars was surreal. With an early morning hot air balloon ride, she watched the sunrise illuminate the land, and at that moment, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude and connection to the world. This spiritual awakening resonated with her innermost desires, encouraging her to embrace not just the sights, but the very essence of the places she visited. Before long, the journey approached its conclusion. Evelyn found herself reflecting on the transformative power of travel as she made her way back home. Each experience had cemented her understanding that travel was not simply about visiting new places, but about embracing change and growing with every interaction. The myriad of emotions, joy, curiosity, and sometimes even heartache, had shaped her narrative as a traveler. As she returned to her city life, Evelyn carried with her a treasure trove of memories, stories, and lessons learned from the compassionate souls she met along the way. The passion for exploration had ignited a fire within her, one that would not dim with time. Instead, she envisioned her future filled with more adventures, more cultures to embrace, and more hidden gems to uncover. Evelyn had discovered that the true essence of travel lay in the connections made, the cultures absorbed, and the spirit of adventure that continues to thrive deep within her heart. With every postcard she wrote, every photograph shared, she reminded others that the world was vast, vibrant, and waiting to be explored. The call of wanderlust would never cease, and her journey, while paused, was merely a chapter in an ongoing story of exploration, discovery, and love for the beautifully diverse tapestry of humanity. Whispers of the Wandering Wind. In the heart of a world perpetually buzzing with energy, where every street corner boasts a story waiting to unfold, travel stands as an immortal gateway to discovery. For Eleanor, a curious spirit driven by an insatiable thirst for adventure, each journey was not merely a passage between locations, but a revelation of self. Eleanor's latest expedition led her to the sun-kissed shores of Santorini, a gem of the Aegean Sea. Picture a labyrinth of whitewashed buildings clinging to cliffs, their blue domes standing in stark contrast to the azure sky. Eleanor felt an electric anticipation as she stepped off the ferry, the salty sea breeze tousling her hair. This would be no ordinary trip. The whispers of the past beckoned her to explore the depths of the island's mysteries. Her first encounter was with a local named Demetrius, an aged man with eyes as deep as the ocean. Sitting in his quaint cafe overlooking the caldera, he regaled her with tales of the island's rich history. Santorini, he said, is not just a place, it's an enigma. Intrigued, Eleanor leaned in as he shared the legend of the lost city of Atlantis, hidden beneath the waves and waiting to be uncovered. This sparked a fire within her, a burning desire to delve deeper into the island's secrets. The next day, armed with only a backpack and a map, she set out to explore the ancient ruins of Akrotiri, a well-preserved Minoan settlement buried for centuries under volcanic ash. As she walked through the remnants of civilization, she was struck by the sheer brilliance of their architecture and artistry. The vibrant frescoes depicted a life filled with color and joy, a stark contrast to the ash that now blanketed them. Each step resonated with the pulse of a bygone era, allowing Eleanor to feel a connection that transcended time. Later, she ventured to the volcanic island of Nakamini, where the land still bore the scars of a cataclysmic eruption. Guided by a passionate ranger named Sophia, they hiked along the rugged terrain, their footsteps echoing in the stillness. Sophia spoke of the Earth's power, how it could create and destroy in a single breath. As Eleanor gazed into the crater, she couldn't help but feel both awe and fear for the raw, untamed forces of nature. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Eleanor found herself at the charming village of Oia. Known for its iconic sunsets, it was a spectacle that promised to be unforgettable. As she sat with Demetrius and a group of travelers, they shared laughter, stories, and dreams under the vast expanse of stars. In that moment, Eleanor realized that travel was not merely about the destinations, but about the connections forged along the way. Convinced that her journey had only just begun, she sought out hidden treasures off the beaten path. One delightful afternoon, she stumbled upon an old pottery workshop, run by a woman named Maria. With nimble hands, Maria shaped clay into exquisite works of art, each telling a story of its own. The aroma of wet earth filled the air as Eleanor watched in fascination, realizing that creativity was yet another thread weaving the fabric of the island's culture. With each passing day, Eleanor's exploration grew bolder. She hiked the rugged trails that cut across the island, discovering remote beaches where turquoise waters lapped against golden sands. One secluded spot, Red Beach, captivated her with its dramatic cliffs. There, she met a group of local surfers, their laughter ringing like music in the air. They welcomed her into their world, teaching her not just to ride the waves but to embrace the freedom of the ocean. As the days stretched into weeks, Eleanor's heart swelled with the richness of every experience. The locals, with their stories and smiles, had transformed her view of travel. It was no longer about ticking off boxes on a list, but about becoming part of a tapestry woven from countless lives and histories. One balmy evening, as she watched the sun sink into the sea, embodying the vibrant colors of her adventures, Eleanor reflected on her journey. Each moment was a thread, each interaction a stitch in the fabric of her memories. She had come to Santorini seeking wonder, and she was leaving with a profound understanding of the essence of travel. It is about embracing the unknown and allowing it to shape who we are. As she prepared to return home, she felt an echo of the island's whispers in her heart. No matter where her travels would lead next, she knew that Santorini had gifted her more than just beautiful landscapes. It had given her the courage to explore the depths of her own soul. With a smile and a heart full of stories, Eleanor boarded the ferry, the wind tousling her hair once more, ready for the next adventure that awaited her beyond the horizon. Journey through the veils of time. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the clouds with vibrant hues of orange and pink, casting a warm glow over the ancient city of Cusco. It was the 7th time I had embarked on a journey to explore the rich tapestry of cultures and landscapes that our world has to offer, yet each adventure felt refreshingly new. This was not merely a trip, it was an odyssey into the heart of history, and within its depths lay the stories waiting to be unraveled. As I wandered through the narrow, cobbled streets, the echo of Incan whispers danced in the air, their legacy palpable in every stone that paved these paths. The locals, adorned in vivid traditional attire, moved gracefully, their laughter mingling with the sound of flutes played by street musicians, creating a symphony that resonated with the spirit of the Andes. It was my first evening in Cusco, and I was determined to immerse myself in the local culture. The charming aroma of spices wafted toward me, as I approached a small restaurant that promised culinary delight. The menu was a testament to the region's bounty, offering dishes like cuy chactado and lomo saltado. My taste buds tingled with anticipation as I savored each bite, the flavors telling tales of ancient kitchens where recipes had been passed down through generations. After the meal, the allure of the Sacred Valley calling me, I decided to set off on an early morning hike to Machu Picchu, a site that was not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but also a symbol of human ingenuity. Rising before dawn, I joined a group of fellow travelers, each with their own stories, united by the allure of this ancient wonder. The trek was challenging, yet the camaraderie with my companions made the effort worthwhile. We shared stories of our lives, dreams, and the adventures that had led us to this magical place. As the first rays of sunlight pierced the mist, revealing the breathtaking sight of Machu Picchu, I was overcome with emotion. The mystique of the ruins, set against the backdrop of towering mountains, was a reminder of the transience of human existence. I felt a profound connection to those who had walked these paths centuries before, their lives intertwined with the land. The next few days were a blur of exploration and learning. Each ruin whispered its secrets, as I wandered through the once thriving agricultural terraces and the sacred temples. I sought guidance from a local guide, a wise woman named Eleanor, whose knowledge of Incan philosophy and astronomy transformed my understanding of this remarkable civilization. She spoke passionately about the cosmic significance of the Intihuatana stone, a ritual stone associated with the Inca belief in the sun's power. After Cuzco, I ventured to the Amazon rainforest, a lush expanse teeming with life, contrasting sharply with the arid landscapes of the highlands. I joined a small expedition team led by a charismatic naturalist, Carlos, whose enthusiasm for the biodiversity was contagious. Each day was an adventure, from navigating winding rivers to spotting elusive creatures in the dense foliage. One evening, as we sat by the riverbank, Carlos shared stories of the indigenous tribes that called this vibrant ecosystem home. He spoke of their deep connection to nature, and how they view themselves as guardians of the land, a philosophy that struck a chord within me. The interdependence of all living things became evident as I listened, and I felt a sense of responsibility awakening in my heart. As the days turned into weeks, I found myself reflecting on the essence of travel. It wasn't just about the sights, but about the connections made and the perspective gained. I learned to appreciate the beauty in differences, the richness they added to the tapestry of life. Travel was no longer merely a series of destinations. It was a journey of self-discovery. One particular moment stayed etched in my memory. We gathered at a ceremonial site where a group of local shamans performed a traditional rite, celebrating the earth and its spirits. The energy was palpable as they danced, their movements a blend of grace and reverence. I felt a surge of emotions, a connection to something greater than myself, reminding me that we are but temporary visitors on this planet. Eventually, my travels brought me back home, my heart heavy yet full. I was greeted by the familiar sights and sounds of my everyday life, but I was no longer the same. The experiences I had collected like shimmering fragments of a dream blossomed within me, urging me to share the stories of the people and places I had encountered. Inspired, I began to write, weaving my memories into narratives that honored the diversity of human experience. I realized that every story was a thread in the grand tapestry of life, deserving to be told and cherished. And so, I set off again, not just to explore the world, but to connect with its myriad voices, ensuring that every journey was not an end, but rather a continuation of a story that transcended time and space. Each destination was a new chapter, each encounter a vital part of the journey through the veils of time. Through my travels, I found a deeper understanding of myself and the world, a celebration of humanity in all its forms. The road ahead was endless, filled with possibilities, and I welcomed it with open arms, eager to see where it would lead next. Wanderlust, the quest for lost horizons. In the annals of travel literature, few tales have ever encapsulated the spirit of wanderlust quite like the journey of Alara, a 30-something adventurer with an insatiable thirst for discovery. Her life in the bustling city of London, albeit comfortable, lacked the exhilarating pulse of adventure. It was during a mundane afternoon, while sifting through an old box of travel mementos, that Lara stumbled upon a faded map, an artifact from her late grandfather, who had traversed the globe in search of rare destinations. The map, marked with cryptic symbols and distorted borders, piqued her interest. Each symbol seemed to represent a location steeped in mystique: the turbulent coasts of Madagascar, the serene valleys of Bhutan, and the enigmatic stone structures of Easter Island. With a heart full of passion and a mind buzzing with possibilities, she decided to embark on her journey, disregarding the typical constraints of modern life. Her first destination was Madagascar, an island that captured her imagination with its biodiversity and vibrant cultures. Upon arriving at Antananarivo, the capital, she was immediately engulfed by the exuberant atmosphere of the marketplaces. The aroma of spices mingled with the sounds of local musicians, created a sensory symphony that stirred her soul. She quickly learned that the locals held a deep spiritual connection to their land, and she was determined to uncover its secrets. Alara befriended a guide named Myra, who introduced her to the mysterious world of Malagasy folklore. As they traversed the rainforests, she was mesmerized by the vibrant colors and the exotic wildlife surrounding her. One evening, camping beneath a canopy of stars, Myra shared tales of the Akanini Nofi, or the Nest of Dreams, a place purportedly filled with ancient spirits. Intrigued, Alara resolved to seek out this sacred site, feeling an unexplainable pull toward it. After several days of trekking through lush terrains, they reached the shores of the Nest of Dreams, where the crystal-clear waters lapped gently at the beach. The silence was palpable, broken only by the sound of distant waves and the rustling leaves. It was here that she felt an overwhelming sense of belonging, as if the earth beneath her feet was whispering long-forgotten secrets. In that moment of tranquility, Alara understood that her journey was not just about exploration but about self-discovery. Next, Alara set her sights on Bhutan, a tiny kingdom nestled in the Himalayas known for its commitment to gross national happiness. Upon arrival, the air felt different, crisp and invigorating, filled with the scent of pine and prayer flags fluttering in the wind. She found herself in Thimphu, the capital, which was a juxtaposition of tradition and modernity. The friendly locals welcomed her with warm smiles and a hospitality that was both genuine and heartwarming. Alara spent her days hiking to breathtaking monasteries perched on cliffs, absorbing the serene teachings of Buddhism. The Tiger's Nest Monastery, in particular, captivated her. Climbing the challenging path, she felt a sense of accomplishment that reinforced her belief in pushing beyond her limits. At the monastery, she meditated, embracing a profound sense of peace that seemed to resonate with her very essence. As her journey progressed, Alara's next destination was the remote Easter Island, a place shrouded in mystery and legend. The Moai statues, with their imposing presence, told stories of a civilization steeped in rich history. Here, she was struck by the isolation of the island, surrounded by the vastness of the ocean, yet filled with the remnants of a vibrant past. Alara immersed herself in the island's culture, learning about the Rapa Nui people and their connection to the stone giants. On her final day, as the sun began to set, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude wash over her. Standing before the Moai, she reflected on her journey. It had transformed her not only as a traveler but as a person. The lessons she learned, the importance of connection, the beauty of simplicity, and the courage to seek the unknown, would forever be etched in her heart. Upon her return to London, Alara felt a profound change within herself. No longer was she simply a resident of the city, she had become a global citizen, enriched by the experiences and stories of those she had met. Her journey had ignited a passion for storytelling, prompting her to share her adventures through writing. As she sat at her desk, the once faded map now intricately etched in her mind, she realized that her quest was far from over. There were still countless horizons waiting to be discovered, each with its own tapestry of life. In the end, the world had opened its arms to Alara, and in turn, she had embraced it wholeheartedly. Every trip was a new chapter in her evolving narrative, reminding her that the true essence of travel lies not only in the destinations, but in the transformations that occur within. The journey, after all, is what shapes us, guiding us towards our most authentic selves. The Odyssey of Wandering Souls. In the heart of summer, when the sun held dominion over the skies, a group of travelers set forth on a journey that would intertwine their lives in ways they could scarcely imagine. This motley crew convened at a quaint cafe nestled in the shadows of an ancient castle, its weathered stones telling tales of the past. Each of them bore a unique story, yet all shared a common yearning for exploration. Among them was Alara, a spirited artist seeking inspiration for her next masterpiece. Her ever-dreaming eyes were reminiscent of the vast ocean she adored. Next was Theo, a historian with a penchant for uncovering hidden truths of bygone eras. His enthusiasm was infectious, leaving those around him curious about the worlds long forgotten. Then came Maya, a seasoned backpacker who had journeyed through the most remote corners of the globe, her heart brimming with anecdotes of adventure. Lastly, there was Julian, a tech-savvy entrepreneur forever glued to his laptop, seeking to break free from the mundanity of his daily routine. The first stop on their itinerary was the mystical island of Santorini, whose iconic whitewashed buildings shimmered beneath the warm sun. As they arrived, the scent of bougainvillea wafted through the air, invigorating their senses. Alara was instantly captivated by the vibrant colors and the contrasts of the island, her mind racing with visions of a new painting. Theo, armed with his camera, sought to document every intricate detail of the island's ancient ruins, whilst Maya led them on a spontaneous hike along the rocky cliffs, her laughter echoing against the crashing waves below. Days turned into weeks as they meandered through quaint villages and bustling markets, each experience weaving a rich tapestry of memories. They dined on local delicacies, sharing stories over plates of grilled octopus and moussaka, while the sunsets painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, each moment a reminder of the beauty life had to offer. But as their adventures unfolded, so too did the complexities of their relationships. Alara found herself torn between her art and her growing affection for Theo, whose passion for history sparked a new flame within her. Meanwhile, Maya felt an unsettling sense of jealousy, as Julian's entrepreneurial ventures began to take precedence over their shared experiences. Each night, they would gather around a flickering candle, the shadows casting doubts and dreams alike. One particularly starry evening, they stumbled upon a secluded beach, its ethereal beauty wrapping around them like a warm embrace. As they sat together, sharing stories of their pasts, Alara made a bold decision. "Let's create something together," she proposed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. They agreed to a collaborative project that would integrate art, history, adventure, and technology. A multimedia journey reflecting the spirit of their travels. As they worked on their project, the intertwining of their skills brought them closer. Every brushstroke Alara painted was accompanied by Theo's historical narratives, Maya's exhilarating tales of exploration, and Julian's innovative ideas shaping the soundtrack. With each passing day, their connection deepened, transcending the mere act of collaboration. Yet, just as the project flourished, so did the shadows of doubt. Julian received an offer from a prominent tech firm, one that required his immediate attention. Torn between the allure of success and the bonds he had forged, he grappled with a decision that could alter the course of their journey. In a poignant moment, he confided in Maya, "Sometimes, the pursuit of success blinds us to what truly matters." Feeling the weight of his words, she proposed a solution that could harmonize their ambitions. "What if we incorporate your tech innovations into our project, giving it a broader appeal?" Inspired, Julian realized that their collective dreams could coexist. They spent sleepless nights refining their masterpiece, melding art and technology into a breathtaking narrative that showcased their shared experiences. As the final piece approached completion, they decided to unveil it at a local gallery, inviting community members to witness their journey. The opening night was electric. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as friends, locals, and fellow travelers gathered. Each display narrated a chapter of their odyssey, intertwining personal stories with cultural narratives. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and soon, their project gained recognition far beyond the island. Media outlets featured them, and their story captivated audiences worldwide. The digital age had allowed their narrative to transcend physical boundaries, connecting souls who yearn for adventure and exploration. In the aftermath of their success, Alara and Theo's bond blossomed into something profound. They discovered that inspiration thrived not only in solitude but also in the connection between creative minds. Maya continued her explorations, documenting their journey through her social media platform, inspiring countless others to embark on their own adventures. Julian, now fully integrated into the collective, learned to balance ambition with meaningful connection. Together, they learned that the essence of travel lies not merely in the destinations reached, but in the relationships forged along the way. Their odyssey had transformed them from wanderers into a family, united by the threads of their shared experiences. As winter approached, they prepared to leave Santorini, yet their hearts brimmed with new possibilities. They made a pact to explore new horizons together, vowing to turn their collaboration into a lifelong journey. With the sun setting behind them, casting a golden glow upon the waves, they realized that the world was vast, and their thirst for exploration would guide them through its uncharted territories. This tale of friendship, ambition, and the unyielding spirit of adventure would remain etched in their hearts, an everlasting reminder that life, much like travel, is about embracing the unexpected, nurturing connections, and most importantly, finding joy in every step of the journey.